introduce our host, Allison Hannigan.
Welcome to Penn and Teller Fool Us. From the silly to the astounding, we find magicians of all kinds from all over the world and give them one challenge: fool our Las Vegas legends. You know who I'm talking about, the two and only Penn and Teller. Remember, anyone who baffles our boys gets a trip to Vegas to perform in Penn and Teller's magic show and a nice shiny Fool Us trophy. Let's meet our first potential fooler.
My father was a magician. He started out performing at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, the same place where Penn and Teller got their start. Thanks to Harry Potter, magic was a craze when I was growing up, and people were really hungry for that. I now teach at Jeff McBride's Magic and Mystery School, which is like the real-life Hogwarts. Teaching magic one-on-one is what makes good magicians. You get way deeper into the mysteries. I think magic is a tradition, and it needs to be preserved and passed on. And I'm dedicated to being a part of that.
Please welcome Will Bradshaw.
Our lives are made up of a series of choices. What to wear, where to eat, who to date. Sometimes we make the right choice, and other times, not so much. I made the choice to come here tonight to try and fool two of the greatest magicians of all time. Hopefully that's not a decision I'm going to regret. One of the most fascinating aspects of decision-making is the theory that as the stakes of a choice increase, our senses become more acute. I mean, we've all heard stories of people in life-threatening situations, perhaps to get into a car accident, when all of a sudden everything slows down and they're able to navigate the situation safely. Well, I would like to test that theory. Penn, I need someone with great instincts and nerves of steel to help me, and who better than Allison? Now, Allison, you are about to be making some decisions, but as I said, we need the stakes of these decisions to be high. So we're going to increase the stakes of the decisions you are about to make. We are going to increase them dramatically. Allison, these are animal traps.
Oh, God.
They are steel,
Oh, no.
requiring less than a pound of pressure to set off, and are strong enough to shatter bones.
Ew.
Now, you are going to be making some decisions, but we didn't want them to be too terrifying for you, so only one of the...
Okay.
Well, only one of the remaining traps is actually set and will go off if something is put inside. The other 5 are perfectly harmless. That's still a 1 in 6 chance of being maimed. All that I want you to do is imagine that these are your hands in danger. Now, you can say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
These two right here.
Yeah.
Both my hands are in danger.
Oh,
Or perhaps neither of them are.
okay.
But if you could choose one hand to be safe, which hand would you like to be safe? The left or the right hand?
I want the right hand to be safe.
You want the right hand to be safe. On the count of 3, we test the right hand.
Oh, gosh.
1,
Oh, gosh.
2, 3. Allison,
Yeah.
you have incredible instincts because the left-handed trap was actually set. But your instincts are better than you possibly could have imagined. Because at the beginning, you thought only one of the traps were set. But if you had said stop a second earlier when my hands were both over these traps, well, that would have been a lose-lose situation. And this one over here would have lied as well. In fact, every other trap would have ended in disaster.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Shake that hand.
I know. It's good that it's still there.
I know. That was nerve-wracking. And,
I'm sorry that I put you through that.
No, thank you. Thank you. So it really does seem very dangerous. And, I mean, you still have all your digits, so I'm guessing it's never gone wrong.
It has not gone wrong as of yet, but with routines like this, it's not a question if it goes wrong. It's more of a question of when it goes wrong.
And I heard you also do street magic.
I do. I originally got started, actually, as a street performer in New York City. What happened was I was down in Soho, and I had my pocket picked. And I was about 80 blocks away from my house. And so I was walking on the way back home, and all that I happened to have on me was a little bit of magic. And I went up to a family, performed a little bit of magic for them when I was still about 60 blocks away. And they gave me enough money for bus fare the rest of the way home. And that was my first real performance on my own.
Your first paid gig.
My first paid gig as a magician.
So it's kind of awesome that you got robbed.
Yeah, in a weird way. I'm thankful that that person robbed me that day.
All right, well, it's time to go to Penn and Teller and see if you fooled them.
Well, Will, we may have been more upset by this act than even Allison, because we have worked with animal traps a lot. And we used to tour with animal traps and have to keep people, we have people backstage around there all the time. We had clamps on them, holding them in place. And we believe that you had a live trap up there. We believe that that's completely true. So we were very, very nervous as you did that. You did a wonderful performance. I was very happy. And we don't want to equivocate in any way. We just want to say outright, it was a great act, and we loved it, and we think we have a pretty good idea how you did it.
Penn, Teller, you guys have great instincts. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So does that mean you didn't fool them?
I did not fool them.
Oh, well, you entertained us and scared me. So, Will Bradshaw.
And scared us.
Thank you. Penn and Teller aren't just here to bust tricks. They're also here to do tricks. We'll see them perform some magic of their own later in the show. Stay close. TV's finest magicians, but also the funniest. Take a look.
My name is Eric Dittleman, and I'm a mind reader. A lot of mind readers I've been to this are like creepy and in your head, and that's never been my style. I try and just keep it more fun and not try and take myself too seriously. Unlike magic, with mentalism, there's really not a lot to see, so it all takes place kind of in your head, right? I've always been fascinated with escape rooms and puzzles and classic board games. They provide inspiration to turn them into a mentalism presentation. This is something I created inspired off of some childhood games. Will I fool Penn and Teller? Better not tell you now.
Please welcome comedian and mentalist Eric Dittleman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As a mind reader, I've actually found out that people just often think dirty things all the time. No, it's just something in human nature where we tend to go to those inappropriate places. So I want to go far away from that as possible and play a nice, innocent childhood game, a game of charades. I was really good at charades. So I need a couple people, two people that are a bit outgoing, that don't mind looking a little silly or foolish up on stage. Let's get, yes, the blonde here in the blue dress. You'd be great. And How about the gentleman with the plaid shirt? Yeah, pointing to himself. Would we please welcome them both up on stage as they come up? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. Come on over. Come over by the stool. Your name?
Blair.
Blair, nice to meet you. You're gonna actually stand right here, and why don't you switch with your name?
Brandon.
Brandon. Blair and Brandon, give them one more time. A round of applause. Stand right there for me. Perfect, very good. I have with me a whole bunch of actions that are fairly easy, recognizable. They're actually easy to do as well. For example, we've got dancing, juggling. That one's for you, Penn. Brushing your teeth, playing trombone. There's about 50 or so here. You can see all different. Milking a cow, eating a cheeseburger. Those probably shouldn't be next to each other, but you get the idea, right? Blair, do you mind just shuffling those two halves into each other for me as best you can? Beautifully done. Great. You even did the bridge. Very nice. And Brandon, would you cut the deck anywhere you'd like?
Like that?
Perfect. And complete the cut. Yeah.
Like that?
Very good. Why don't you take the top card and hold it against your chest so that I can't see it. Great. And Blair, you're going to do the next card as well, so that way no one can know what you chose. But as you do that, I'm going to turn away. So just peek at your card and memorize your action. When you're all set, just tuck it away somewhere where I can't see it, in a pocket or somewhere.
Ready.
You memorized it?
Yep.
Great. We're going to start with you, Blair. Go stand by that yellow mark. Brandon, you can stand over here by me. Blair, just think of your action. Ooh, interesting. In a moment, you're going to do this over and over again so the audience can see. Try not to stop at all. Just keep doing it.
Okay.
But try not to make any noise either that'll hint me into what you're doing.
Okay.
Brandon, your job is to watch me to make sure I'm not looking. I'll even remove my glasses and close my eyes. I'll do that. Audience, you help me out. You let me know how I'm doing. But Blair, are you all set?
I am set.
Ready, set, go. Okay, I'm getting something right away with your hand. It's kind of going up and down a bit. It's kind of by your lap, and it's getting faster and faster. It's like, oh, no, stop that. It's not that. No. But now you're holding something like long, maybe generous in size, made of wood, I think. Your fingers are involved. That's straight. No, I think we're going to go. Are you playing guitar?
I am.
She's playing guitar. Give it up for Blair. Yes. You're gonna switch places. You're gonna switch places. Blair, come on over. Excellent. Nice to see you. You're gonna stand right here. Brandon, yeah, right on the mark there. And you're gonna think of your action right now. And you get the idea. You're gonna do this over and over again. Again, try not to make any noise. So think of it now. You seem a little bit more hesitant. That's great. This time, actually, because people think maybe I saw in some way, Blair, come behind me and just cover up my eyes, okay? So no one can see that. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Brandon, are you ready?
Ready.
Set. Go. Okay, I'm getting that you're kind of going up and down a bit. Definitely some undulating. You don't seem to have too much experience with this, but that's okay. But you're definitely on top of something. And maybe you were thinking about smacking here or there. But there's an animal involved. That's weird. No, just get your minds out of the gutter. Get your minds out of the gutter. This is, you're riding a horse. Are you riding a horse?
Yeah.
Brandon, Blair, ladies and gentlemen. Well, wait. Why don't we come back here, because they were so good. Let's have you do one more. Brandon, will you unband the deck and just cut it like you did before? Anywhere you'd like, just give it a cut. Yeah, perfect. And place that down, and you're gonna hold that card against your chest, because this time you're gonna do it together, okay? So both of you go over to that mark, that yellow square again. I'm gonna go far away from you this time. In fact, we're gonna have the audience, this whole section over here, to keep an eye on me to make sure that I'm not cheating. So you guys keep watching me. Penn and Teller can watch me as well. Have you both looked at the card?
Yes.
Blair, Brandon, are you ready?
Ready.
Set, go. Okay, you don't know each other that well. I'm getting that right away. There's a ball involved, just one ball though. You're kind of running away. But like someone's kind of bending over a bit. Like I'm definitely getting like a top and someone on bottom. No, you all have dirty minds. You all have dirty minds. You're hiking a football. Are you hiking a football?
Yes.
Yeah, give it up for Brandon, and Blair. Thank you guys so much. You guys are fantastic. My name's Eric Dittleman. Thank you guys.
Eric Dittleman! That was very entertaining.
Thank you.
I like that you had so much fun to your act.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's my
and
main
not
goal.
so serious.
Right, yeah.
A lot of mentalists are.
Right, yeah. That kind of separates me from most mentalists because they're all like creepy in your head type of thing. My approach to mentalism is we're just having fun, and we all think fun thoughts anyway, so we might as well reveal those and focus on those instead.
Yeah. And have you always been into mentalism?
Yeah, I kind of started with a magic background, but mentalism allowed me to just present myself a little bit more of like a stand-up comedian would. So it's just me and my personality. You're not hiding behind any props or anything weird looking.
So if you had to choose one, comedy or mentalism, and it was like life or death, which one would you choose?
I mean, they're so fused together for me. It's all one performance. I'd probably be doing mentalism, but it would have to be funny too. So I guess you'd just have to kill me, right?
Oh, no. Do you think it's a good idea to perform funny mentalism instead of serious mentalism for Penn?
I think so, absolutely. I know Penn and mentalists kind of have a rough history, and I agree. I'm very skeptical, too. I don't claim to have supernatural powers or anything like that. This is all about just having a good time, like I said, and I hopefully Penn sees that it can be performed in a way without taking advantage of people's beliefs. That's really my goal when I perform.
All right. Well, let's see if Penn and Teller can figure out how you did it.
Sure.
Penn Teller.
Eric.
Hi.
Nicely done. It's always that battle to make mentalism big and visual.
Yes.
And bringing charades into it's a really good idea. And bringing up attractive people to do slightly suggestive things, bordering on genius. I'm not going to say genius, but bordering on genius. I'll tell you, usually we talk about these things. We have all these boring terms like switch and those kinds of things, you know. But this one, we actually get to use a fun term, which is a term that people at home probably won't know, but you will know. Many teckle. You know the word many teckle?
I do.
You do know the word many teckle, yeah. Well, let me just tell you right now, if it's not many teckle, may the fool be with you.
Well,
Did that make sense to you?
It did make sense to me. I think they got it. But will you at least admit I knew they were going to be thinking dirty things?
You're absolutely right. That is real mentalism, no doubt about it.
Thank you so much.
Eric Dittleman.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. More Fool Us coming at you after the break. Tonight, Penn and Teller are undefeated, but they haven't seen this next magician yet. Let's meet him.
My name is Engblom, and I come from Finland. And I've been doing magic ever since I was 3.5 years old. I wasted my first 3.5 years of my life. I became known for a card move that I invented. It's called the anti-pharaoh, where you spring cards from hand to hand, and they separate one by one. And it became a legend. The effect that I'm going to be performing today, I have been tinkering on for the past 21 years. I couldn't think of a better way to do my first performance in Vegas than on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. Guys, watch out. The big finish is coming.
With two randomly selected members of our audience, please welcome Finnish magician Engblom.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, wonderful assistants. Your name is?
Stacy.
Stacy. I'm Christian and
Walter.
Walter. Wonderful. Thank you for joining up here. Now, I do magic and card magic at that most of the time, but I think that magic is very much like a mirage. It has that element of being almost impossible and yet unattainable. Let me show you what I mean. Stacy, I'll ask you to pull out a card. You can choose a card, whichever one you like, and the same thing here, Walter. Please, just take one card out, and on the very face of the cards, I'd like for you to sign your names as big as possible. Try to do it in such a way that I do not see the cards, and because I'm a professional, I have another pen. So I'll turn around and you can do that in complete freedom. Make it as big as possible, and please guard the cards as I turn around. Is it okay if I turn around? It's all right? All right, very good. I'm going to ask, may I have the pen first back? Because I don't want to lose them. I'll ask you to put the card back wherever you want. May I have the pen as well? Oh, you didn't close it yet. Don't worry about it. We'll close. And would you put your card back?
Already did.
Already did. That's very fast. Do you mind if I observe? All right, 21st maybe. Walter, would you be kind enough to hold the deck? This is important. Usually there's a lot of pick a card tricks, right? But what really stands out, what I want to do, is a pick a card trick that's as fair as possible. You got to choose the cards you wanted to, you sign them, you put them back, whether I was ready or not. And here's the thing, I did see where you put your card. So go ahead and just shuffle. Yeah, just give them a mix, because you might as well, because I have no idea about stasis. You're happy with that?
Yes.
May I borrow the deck just for a moment? I'll try to get Walter your card first, because I saw where you put it in. Let's see if I can do it. Done. Flies away from the deck. Nothing in the hands. Feel, nothing. And when I go into my back, excuse me, the other back pocket, I have one card here and one card only. Walter, is this your card?
It is.
It is. Good. But here's the real challenge of this routine. Magicians are never supposed to repeat their tricks. And I know, Stacy, you're looking carefully. So the second one is always a bit more trickier. I'll try. Oy. What can I say? I'm a child at heart. Your card has disappeared from the deck. It's no longer in the deck. No longer. Gone. It just doesn't go into the same pocket. Like a good pickpocket, I don't hide the loot in the same pocket. Can you feel something here?
No. Yes.
You can? Good. Can you please open the button?
Okay.
Can you put 2 fingers inside? Well, once you get the button open, and confirm, is there one card there?
Yes.
And tell us, is this your card, yes or no? And if it is,
Yes,
show.
that's my card.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stacy and Walter. But in reality, this could be done if it were done with sleight of hand and cleverly so. It's possible. But what you just saw never happened. Like a mirage, you've been witnessing something that isn't real. It just seemed like it. Walter, your card could never have come from my back pocket. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I do not have a back pocket. And you can feel it if you want. It's okay. But of course, Stacy, your card can never have come from my breast pocket, simply because I do not have a breast pocket either. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Walter. Thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you.
Thank you. I was told you have a nickname in Finland. Is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Big Finish.
Nice. So tell me about the trick you just did. Where was that inspiration from?
Wow. This trick started off as a trick with a bill, a note, and making the bill switch or change in front of the audience. And from that trick, it morphed into another trick, into a third, into a fourth, into a fifth, until you see the end result. And it took somewhere around 5 years before it went from one trick up to the 5th trick, which is what you see now.
Wow.
So it's a card trick.
That's fantastic. They look confused. So.
Oh, no. These two gentlemen are never confused. As long as I've known them, They are very, very savvy.
So do you think you'll fool them, though?
I hope I surprise them, and I would be very happy with that. To fool someone, that's a question for the gods.
All right. Well, let's see if the guys have a solution to how you did that. Boys?
Okay, Christian, here we go.
All right, Penn.
We saw a lot of stuff you did. You know. When you turned around and showed your ass and asked if you wanted to feel your ass, and it might have looked a little dirty to other people, but we knew it was covering other dirty work. We knew that the choreography, we didn't believe for a second that you forgot to have her put the card in with the pen, and she put it in exactly when you wanted her to put the card back. You weren't thrown off by that at all. We saw you cop the cards. We saw you palm it. We had you busted all the way through. We just don't know how you found the cards. We don't. We had a lot of good ideas of where you there was a lot of places you could have gotten a location of the card, moved it to the top or the bottom. Except that all the great ideas we had for how you would have done that was not the way you did it, which is what I'm getting to, Allison. Shut up. He fooled us. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
Thank you, Penn.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Penn and Teller have been fooled, and we aren't even finished with them yet. Let's see if they recover after this.
Let's see.
Welcome back to Fool Us. One magician is already walking around with a Fool Us trophy. Let's see if this next act can add one to their trophy case.
Hello, my name is Pierre-Flory Legros. I'm from France, and I perform stage illusions. My magic is all about presentation. The lights, the costumes, the set decor are as important as the illusion itself. I perform a lot with my wife, and our performances are inspired by the ballet. We have never performed for an American audience before. We work hard to get here because we think it's an incredible opportunity to be judged by two masters of magic.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for your warm applause. We are very glad to be with you today. Thank you.
Yes. How long have you been together?
Oh, I've been working with my wife, Geraldine, for 20 years.
Oh.
Antoine reached the company 5 years ago, and Cassandra joined the company about 1 year ago.
Do you think you'll fool them?
Oh, I have no idea, but we have to ask them the question.
If you did, who would get to keep the trophy?
Oh, we'll have to do a battle for that.
Do you want to give away the secret in French? Because they don't speak French.
Do you have money for that?
No, but I don't speak French either.
Okay, I can explain in French. Nous utilisons des petits lutins verts qui recollent les partenaires une fois que les corps sont découpés.
Oh, that sounds fancy. I like that. All right, let's go to Penn and Teller.
Hello, Dragonfly.
Hello.
Boy, this is one of the hardest kinds of magic to do because there's so much procedure. There's so much stuff you have to do. You know, you got to get the blades in the box, get the people in the box, get them out. But you have this great premise all the way through that made that fun, the stealing the blades back and forth and doing all that. And it just had a whole plot to it that no one ever bothers doing. And you did the extra work to do that. Also seeing two guys on stage having that kind of conflict, and the taller one clearly being the more talented, smarter, and more powerful. Is a time-honored technique and follows the natural course of things, which I really liked. All of you are just great, and even though this might look like a trick that other people have done, the way they come apart, the way it looks, all the beauty of it was just gorgeous, and I have no idea how it was done, but Teller may have. So he's going to come up and whisper to you in English, and then you give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You let us know if you fooled us. So, you tell us, did you fool us?
Oh, no, I did not fool you.
Nicely done, guys.
Well,
Beautifully
you
done.
certainly entertained us. The amazing Dragonfly. Thank you, guys. I'm not lying when I say we have more deception on the way, so stay close. Penn and Teller have been winning audiences over for 40-plus years and show no signs of slowing down. Here to close our show, the unbeatable Penn and Teller.
Oh, thank you. You know, we have been here at the Penn and Teller Theater at the Rio in Las Vegas for 17 years. And that makes us the longest running headliners in the history of Las Vegas. And the Rio just re-upped us, I'm announcing it here for the first time, for another 4 years. Another 4 years we'll be playing here. And there's only one thing that can get in the way of that, and that is it's pretty important for a Vegas act. Teller has a gambling problem. And Teller has the worst gambling problem possible if you want to work for a casino, and that is that Teller always wins. No matter what he's doing, he always wins. And the Rio hates that and said if we can't show that Teller can sometimes lose, they're going to take away our contract. So we need someone to beat Teller. And who better to do that than our buddy, Tom Green?
How are you?
How you doing, man?
Good to see you. Hey, look at that.
All you've got to do, Tom, all you've got to do, Tom, is beat Teller at one hand of poker. That's all you got to do.
Okay, I can do
so
that.
we're going to play a game of poker. You know the ranks of cards and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, no. You're not going to use these. See, Tom, right away he was trying to cheat. You have to check from our cards? You have to check for them? You do what's called going to the movies, right?
Okay.
You just flip the back of the cards like this, and if anything moves around on the back, those cards are marked. See those little dots moving around there?
Yeah, they're all marked, right?
Any deck of cards you check like that, you can see if they're marked. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I know his style. Yeah, he's got 2 aces on the bottom and 2 on the top. He can second deal, and he can bottom deal and cheat you that way. So we're not going to use these cards. We'll use cards that he can't palm. Now, I don't think he can palm these cards. Put your hand there. Yeah, he's not going to be able to palm that, is he?
Okay, no.
And these are not marked, I don't believe. Nope, they're not marked. What I'd like you to do, you could also do a bottom deal. Why don't you just count off 10 cards? Just count off 10. We'll just use the 10 right here. Yeah.
Okay.
And this way, if he's only using 10 cards, then he can't switch, he can't bottom deal, he can't do anything. So Tom's going to deal out the 10 cards, and then Tom will beat him at poker, and we'll go another 4 years here.
Oh, sounds good.
You got all 10 there?
Yeah,
Get these out of his way. We're done with those. Okay, Teller, now Tom will beat you. Go ahead, just deal them out.
Okay.
Now, I don't feel good about this either, because this way he could have controlled that in some way, Tom. So you tell me, which one of these cards do you want? Okay. Which one do you want Teller to have? You tell me. It's your decision. Just win is all I care about, Tom. Just win. Okay. Which one do you want?
I'll take that one.
Pull it towards you. Pull it towards you. We'll put this one over here. Right. Okay, these next two are going to be dealt out here. And you tell me, which card do you want? Which card will make you win? Come on, Tom. Tell me, which card will make you win?
That one.
You sure?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You sure?
No, okay, I'll take that one.
You want to change your mind?
Yeah, I'll go with the original.
Original one?
Yeah, original.
Change your mind?
This one.
Okay, you already got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now the next one, we're going to have you pick which one you want out of these two, okay? Just do that. Which one do you want? Which one do you want there?
Give me that one.
This one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, slide it over, slide it over.
Just take it.
Okay, now I'll open a couple for Teller. Which one of those you want? Which one's a stinky one? Which one's a Limburger? Which one sucks? Give him the worst card of those two.
That's the stinky one.
Think it over. Think it over. There we go. Now, do another. Which one goes to Teller here now? Which one goes to Teller?
That one.
Take that one to Teller. Okay, right over here. And now, we'll go another one for you. This is for you, Tom. Which one do you want? For you.
That one for me, please.
That one for you.
Thank you.
Go here.
Thank you.
And one more for Teller.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to go to Teller? Which is the bad one?
Not to Teller.
That one's the bad one. Okay. Now, we got two left. No. Look at your cards, Tom.
Okay.
We're going to make this so you can win. No trouble. Look at them. Look at them. Look at the hand you got. How about do something that's never been done in history? Because you got to win, Tom. You got to win, Tom.
Yeah.
Now, you tell me, Tom, which one of these cards will make your hand better? Which one do you want?
Take that one, please.
You sure?
Yes, please.
That's the one you want?
Yes, please.
Take the one right there? And we'll give this one to Teller. What do you got? What do you got?
Not bad.
Oh, not bad at all.
Not bad.
He's got a full house.
That's right.
He's got nines full of aces. Nines full of aces.
Not bad.
Okay. We got it. We got it.
Pretty good at this.
And what's Teller got? Let me see what Teller's got here.
Pretty good at this.
Teller's got not even a pair. Yeah, he's got a royal flush. And you made every decision there, Tom. Every single decision. You couldn't help us out?
Wow.
Okay, I guess we'll see you next year from the David Copperfield Theater, I'm afraid. We'll be fired here. Nice try.
Oh,
nice
thank
try.
you. That was amazing. Thank you.